Greetings everyone and welcome to my jungle class. My name is Omensielvo. I'm a coach from lolcoaching.com as well as diamond player myself. I'm really excited to talk about this theme today because junglers have a huge impact on the outcome of each League of Legends game that is out there on the fields of justice just because they do have a huge influence on everything starting from laning phases to taking control over objectives. So, as well as showing how important it is to have a proper mindset over having a good champion pool, having a good mechanical skills, and runes and masteries. By taking proper decisions, by having a good plan, uh, it, you can succeed in jungling uh, much more if you had been playing uh, any lane there. So uh, for my class, I try to point out that each player has its own strengths and weaknesses, and when we play, we want to try to play around our strengths, but also uh, knowing what is the weakness of ours. We want to not to forget about these weaknesses. Try to avoid them. Try to focus on avoiding these problems. Just because if you leave them by side, they will remain being your weaknesses, and we want to avoid this. But the main focus is just playing around your strengths. So you can choose your champion that fits your play style, that fits your I don't know desires and just the feeling from the game. But you can still make proper decisions and succeed. Today I would like to present you my plan for a game that works just probably 90% of the cases and is going really good. It has proven itself worthy from gold to diamond to diamond 2, diamond 1, lower diamonds 1 of course, but still it is working. And it is up to you to try it out yourself and figure out whether it is working for you or not. But I do really just think that it is worth trying. So what I'm talking about is that pretty much every game has the same pattern. It is top lane, just having a small fights, trading those auto attacks from the very beginning. Plus, it is a long lane. It is also most of the time melee champions there. So if you come there after you get your double buff, so level 3, uh, it is in most of the cases a free kill. What's more, top lane snowballs really hard. So by securing your top lane earlier into the game, will just free your hands during mid game, transitioning from early game to mid game to help bot lane and secure objectives out of there by taking dragons. So you want to get your top lane rolling. Then you can pressure mid lane as well, just because it is harder eventually to gank. Sometimes champions that out there, both your champion, both your allies champion can lack CC, and the enemy champion on the mid lane will have just a great escapes, and you just waste time you trying to gank this guy. But still, just applying pressure matters a lot in terms of mid lane matchups. So you want to have to show your presence there and to show all the players on the mid lane that mid lane is not forgotten. and and then transitioning to post 6 and just getting this possibility to get Drake as soon as you successfully gank bot lane. It is when you just pretty much don't have time helping top lane, because if you try to help top lane, at the 10 minutes mark, you will get punished by just giving away the dragon. And it is not worth it if you just get one kill top lane. Well, one time you can trade a tower for a dragon, but if your top lane continues losing, it won't pay off. And just the fact that top lane has a really small impact on the outcome of the game at the moment, you really want to get your bot lane rolling, and the most secure way to get this is to help them post 6 rather than press 6, just because press 6 it is two players with a huge amount of CC. Most likely they have heals, they have a lot of spells. They can both nuke you and easily escape, so it is risky to go there without ulti. So now we'll jump into the game, and I will show you two examples of how decision making uh, just changes the course of the game, and just two different games, and just we'll think about how the game could have gone if the other decisions had been taken. So let's look at it now. Okay, so we're about to start. Well, I'm playing Sejuani. I'm one of my best and junglers, and I really enjoy to play her a lot. So the basic thing I want you to notice that I always start with my bottom buff. Why? Because bot lane is more efficient in terms of getting me a good leash. They can get me a good leash and be in time to get to their lane, and not fall behind in terms of experience, and being able to push the lane effectively. So I get my blue buff just to get top lane as soon as possible. Unfortunately, my top lane is just making really bad decisions and dies level 1. That's the worst outcome you can get. Just your top lane is already behind. And I'm playing Xin Zhao, so I am afraid of him trying to counter jungle me. I skip the wolves and go straight for blue buff, just because a lot of people, if you are go head on straight to your second buff, won't come in time to try to contest your buff and try to kill you. They just simply be too late there to get there. So I'm level 2. I'm got a grasp on both buffs. And that's everything I needed to start rolling. So I'm clearing this camp, and it's the time for me to make a decision. What lane I actually will try to gank. I have a free time pretty much clearing these wolves. Probably you could have tanked a little less damage by just side clicking it, but the main point here is that you are playing in solo queue, so no one is going to give you an advice and just tell you what lane to gank. So you have to decide yourself what lane you do want to gank, and you do it just at this very moment. The moment that the last wolf dies, you need to have a clear idea of where are you going to go. So mid lane is getting pushed. It's Akali against Lulu, so just she's kinda counterpicked. Top lane has also given first blood already, and also in a really bad situation right now. So what I'm thinking about, and just as well as I've seen Darius walking down to the river, and it is obvious that he had placed ward somewhere on the river. So here comes the point where I need to make a decision, and decision is to go top lane, because you always want to raid top lane over mid lane early game. It will be harder for you to pay attention to it earlier. So we'll see how it goes. Speed a little bit. So I know the top lane river is worth it, so I actually show myself. That's really bad. Okay, I haven't noticed Darius going bot lane, so just I just watched the body language of Darius and walked away. I wasn't feeling myself confident about fighting Xinjiao, so I just went there. But my top lane is really getting pressured hard, and I know that Darius will try to kill him, so I try to help top lane as hard as I can. And just, you always want to push in this kind of situation the minions to the tower, just to make sure that enemy jungler is forced to come top lane, and it just relieves some kind of a pressure from the other lanes, or they lose experience. And if you stay, if you just leave the lane and your top laner or just your laner will stay there with low HP, he can die actually to a jungler, and that's that you want to avoid. You just want to push as fast as you can, so your top laner can go back, receiving the experience. He's probably not receiving all the gold he wanted, but still, he managed to survive. He received the gank, and the enemy top laner got experience denied. Just as soon as I have finished, I just saw that mid lane is getting pushed. Well, it was just constantly pushed. It is always some kind of a point after which a lane breaks, and you don't want this point to get reached when you're a jungler. For example, Akali is doing her best to survive the lane and just being even out farming Lulu, but she's low on HP, and when she runs out of potions, Lulu will be able to kill her. So you want to apply the pressure. You don't want Lulu just feeling herself like a really lane bully. You just want her always be under pressure of being ganked, always thinking about it, always probably leaving a skill to escape and that kind of stuff. So just the moment she goes in, I see that she's trying to harass, so I just ran out. She wasn't watching actually, so I tried to slow her and deal as much damage as I can. So eventually she survives with just really low HP. Wow, she was actually 10 HP only. Well, that's unfortunate. Then the point is here that I never wait too long for a gank. I just don't sit in the bush for 1 minute. Make a decision in advance. Gank. If it is not looking good, just go back. So I went back, farmed the minions, and I see that top lane is losing again. I saw that Darius... Wow, what the hell? He warded really deep into my jungle. Wow, he warded really good. But I've predicted that he warded and actually just came through his jungle, and he wasn't expecting it at all. So another kill. Meanwhile, Xinjiao hasn't done anything. So that's pretty much, you have done everything you could for the early game. You have helped top a lot. You have helped mid lane, and just, it is up to them to play now. So just for you, only bot lane is left as just a point of interest. Unfortunately, you can't be sure that your laners won't make mistakes. Like for example, this Renekton. He was just obviously greedy and ended up dying. That's a really bad thing, but still, this kind of things happens. And just again, mid lane. Bot lane is gone, and we can go mid lane and try to kill her. Unfortunately, Morgana comes mid lane. Nothing we could do there. Just you can predict everything. And mid lane was, or bot lane was pushing hard all the time. That was an unfortunate roam, and a really good roam by Morgana. So as well, you want to secure buffs as soon as you can. Unfortunately, it was not the point just because we all died there, but still, try to do anything you can. Oh, as top lane died again, and Darius is really vulnerable to ganks. I tried to do something, but he was farming golems eventually. Well, I should actually switch the visibility to make decisions only on what I see. So I really want this Renekton to win hard. Just I keep coming just because he's dying. He has been dying since the level 1. I want him to win this lane. Xinjiao was trying to gank top lane as well. So it ended up in only a trade. And the bad thing here is that top lane is losing so hard that the moment I leave, Darius will destroy him. Just because of his build, he should have gone just full tank and tried to out-sustain Darius. Instead he went damage, and obviously you can't out-damage Darius. Yeah, that's the point where I understood that the time has come to try and help bot lane rather than trying to secure top. Nothing we could do here. I mean top lane, because the moment I try to gank top lane again, Darius can both kill 2 of us. If Xinjiao comes, Xinjiao can take dragon, and that's not worth it. So I just take red and wait for the bot lane, for the bot lanes to get their items and get back to the lane. Mid lane is going good. Kelly has, well, she has not yet, but she will be able to kill it later. So just Xinjiao coming to bot lane as well. They have survived, unfortunately, but we can jump back and see how it went. Oh, he's being really weird. So here, we tried to fight him, and we actually managed to fight him, but both of them flashed. And I wasn't able to time my ultimate the proper time to avoid the Morgana spell shield. Just overall it was not the best fight for us, but still we managed to blow their summoners, and they had to burn them, otherwise they would have died. Fortunately Renekton died again to Darius. That's a really bad thing for us. Just if we had Lucian, if he hadn't suicided trying to kill Caitlyn, we could have gone for Drake, but without AD carry and mid lane is not getting too far ahead, but still, just thanks to my ganks, it was 2 or 3 ganks I believe, Akali has managed to get her level 6, and now she is able to fight Lulu actually, and Lulu is forced away, and just in the future Akali will be able to kill Lulu several times. So secure the buffs, get the conservation bonus. You don't want to stack it further than 80. You want to be an efficient jungler. Unfortunately, well, it's a huge misplay by Lucian. They were pushing and they died. Nothing I can do out of there. Well, I really thought that they took dragon. Yes, they didn't. Yep, they didn't. So Drake is still up, so I have my ultimate up. Most likely I will go after races. I will try to gank bot lane and try to get that dragon. That is here's the time to focus on objectives. Just the mid game has come and the turrets are pushed. But since they have come mid lane, I want to prevent them from pushing. So and has come to secure vision and secure the dragon. Fortunately, Lucian makes a call to get the dragon, but I didn't have my smite up. But he insisted, so we had to fight for it. That was I don't know, not the best decision, and he's playing bad again. All he needed to do, fucking dodge the Q, but he can't do anything. That's the problem, pretty much. If Lucian played better, he catches every binding out there. I don't know. He's Lucian and he's getting caught. So I've been watching this game throughout the night this morning already, and I had to change my t-shirt as well, just because of how intense the game was. So now we are going to jump into the second game and see how the decision making of the jungler changes the course of the game there. Let's go. And unfortunately, Akali hadn't come mid lane as well, or dragon as well. She was staying mid lane. We needed her. Probably if she were there, and she could have just executed them, it would be a better team fight for us overall. Just because there were a bunch of free kills there. Fuck Kawi. So from that point, you have timer on dragon. You are kinda equal in terms of gold. Just because of the towers, the gold difference is out there a little bit. But still, you have a stronger team fight. You got this rolling for Akali. Your AD carry has decent farm, and you have a possibility to pressure their backline. Let's speed up for the next team fight to come. Well, that's a really bad thing to do. As a bot laner, you don't want to push the lane for ages, especially when the mid lane is up. But that's again just a decision making of AD carry. He calls to go there, and it is really risky. It is easy to get ganked there, and again a bad position. Lucian again caught. It's just good for us that they were out rotating. But again, he stays instead of going mid and trying to do something. He tried to make some crazy plays. Luckily for us, it pays off. Just really good for us. But still, I don't know. We could have done much better. And again, conservation bonuses, wards, clearing the wards. And here's the point where Lucian started to flame really hard on my Thresh and just going really nuts. Well, just unfortunate game. Lucian was really pissed off. He just... Let's wait for the team fight to come. While they are trying to push them in lane, I guess something is going to happen right now. Five-man ultimate, no one is there. But just there is nothing we can do about it. Lucian is gone. They have the map control over us. Here he's coming back. They haven't. They were not. They were unable to get something out of it. See how it goes. Just probably here should come a good team fight for us. We are having team fight. Lucian is farming bot lane. He's not even farming bot lane. He's just getting golems. Okay, let's see what happens here. Lucian dies. Just that's what you don't want to do. As an AD carry, just keep on fighting 1v1. Okay, nothing interesting here for more. Okay, here's the other game I would like you to have a look at it, where the jungler made a really bad decisions. Uh, from the very start, it was obvious that Pan- Pantheon against Jace is a really good matchup, and Jace is gonna be pushed really hard from the very start. So you really want to help this top lane against Pantheon. Whereas Nidalee against Zed and you as an Evelyn, you have 0 CC on ganking mid lane. Like literally 0. You have 0 damage just because Nidalee press 6 has not reliable sources of damage. Zed has a really good escape, and well, there is no chance for you to help Nidalee. And a lot of Nidalee players saying that they don't really need that gank till death. You just want to help them to survive if they're getting too much harass under the tower, to the point where they just can't farm. They're forced to back over and over again, and this ends up just them getting snowballed out of being lack of farm rather than killed. So start was good. She was starting bottom buff. Nothing super specific about it. Just she's an Evelyn, and she could start red as well, and just that wouldn't have changed anything in the course of the game. But you already know, and just well, let's see how it will go. So she get a pull. Kayle, you can just think that she won't pretty surely try to invade you, because it is Kayle, though she's being pretty safe this way, just she wants to make sure she doesn't die there. That's a good thing actually. You want to make sure you won't die, especially as this kind of a shaky jungle starters like Evelyn, like Sejuani, like Kayle. And this very moment, just let me show you. This very moment, just she can choose between mid lane, full HP Zed, full HP Nidalee, and 100 HP Pantheon, 0 HP potions, and Jace with Jace. He actually has twice as more HP and still his potion up. This very moment, she decides for some reason that trying to ping top lane that she's going to come. Just Jace is forced to go back because he has no idea whether Pantheon is coming or not, and Kayle is already there because she knows that securing top lane is a crucial thing, and Pantheon, being a lane bully, will provoke attention, and Evelyn should have come there, but for some reason she farms and just ignores helping top lane. Pantheon is just pushing. It's not probably she won't be able to succeed ganking, but just applying the pressure, helping Jace farm, and not just leaving him die. And what she's doing, she's just like on low HP. She has farmed a lot of minions instead of going for a gank right after level 3. She's still level 3, but on lower HP. She shows herself. Nidalee can't do much. Just Nidalee did everything she could, but Evelyn is just too greedy, and that's just the horrible thing. The most horrible thing that could happen. She gave out the double buff. She died herself. She gave away double buff to a 4 level Zed. Just giving out the first double buff is the worst thing out there. Just really the worst thing as a jungler that you can do. You can ignore the lanes. You can just don't help them at all. But giving up a double buff just because you are pissed off and not understanding the fact that Nidalee can't do anything there. Just she couldn't help anymore. She turned back the very moment that she understood she can't help. She can't kill the Zed. So why waste time? Go back to farming. And now she's being forced really hard because of that double buff, because of that cooldown reduction, because of that slows. She's getting just pushed out of the lane. So 2 bad decisions in a row. She ignored top lane. She tried to gank the lane she couldn't gank. She risked her double buff and she ended up giving it up for no reason at all. Just Zed still had his flash up. KO could have come out of the bush and just it was a free kill. And top lane is losing hard. Like 10 CS against 30. And she's ignoring it. She's farming. She's Evelyn, but she gave away her double buff and it's slow from her red buff. That's a crucial thing. And as if it was not enough, she started to flame really hard. She blamed everything on Nidalee, that she didn't help her enough and she was a pussy. And from pretty much that point, the game was lost. She flamed Nidalee. She didn't help top lane. Top lane is losing hard. Pantheon can one-shot Jace. And mid lane still has double buff up and a level ahead. So, as an Evelyn player, you could have pressured any lane and you have chosen the only lane that has no CC, that is pretty much waiting for her level 6 to arrive, and instead of it, instead of helping the lanes that will fight from the early on, top lane, and securing and helping Jace to get ahead, to make him pressure Pantheon, she just went mid lane and suicided there. And that's how you lose the game. She had no plan. She didn't think a second going mid lane. She just went there because she's a jungler. But predicting what really matters right now, is it Nidalee that can farm under the tower for ages? And it is Diamond. She can farm under the tower for ages. She went and fed double buff. Instead of helping bot lane and pressuring them from fighting and getting those kills there, she went mid lane and suicided. So I guess you get the point. There are 2 lanes that she could have ganked, and she just has chosen the lane that she couldn't get a kill on and wasted double buff there. You don't want these things to happen. Just during the game, during the loading screen, you want to have a basic idea of what you are going to do in this game. What is your plan? And the plan most of the time is going top lane, trying to secure it before Dragon becomes a reality. Then try to pressure mid, because sometimes you cannot help mid too much, but just showing your presence there. And then once you get your level 6, or as Evelyn, you can go there just every now and then. Try to get your bot lane going and secure the objectives. And out of there, even if you have failed helping top lane or mid lane, they will get gold from objectives. But if you just fail that very first decisions and start flaming after that, what do you expect to get? Just, obviously it will be a 20 minutes render game, because Nidalee will eventually just rage quit because of the flame. So that's what I wanted to tell you about, and just, well, one more thing I would like to mention here is that if you come through the river, right here, and you have taken a longer path, well, for example, like Evelyn did here, just not taking wolves, then going for red buff and coming top lane, or Kale that had gone blue, then wolves, and then coming top lane, then you should be just coming here. You should think and watch the body language of the top laner. Does he react on your movement on the river? If he does, why is that? Because he warded, or because it is another jungler that has managed to clear the jungle a little bit earlier, sitting there? Because if you face check the bush, you will get a huge damage on you. So watch the body language, then you come. If there is no one here and the uncertainty on the lane of how it goes, you can try and ward this tribush if you have your ward still up, or just wait for them to start fighting. So because when people start fighting, they don't pay attention to the minimap, so you can have a kind of a sneaky gank because people just tunnel vision on this fight and not watching the map. So you just ran out, and when they notice you, it is too far for them to escape. They have either low HP, or they have used their gap closer or escape to fight the guy. So it's just really good scenario for you. So I hope you found this lesson useful. We'll focus during the lesson that you are free to book right now on just landing mechanically these ganks. I will try to pull off my former students to lane against me, and you will try to gank me. See how it goes. We will try all the lane, probably except for the bot lane. We will try mid lane and top lane for you to get rolling. Because if you get this skirmishes top lane really to a confident level, you will be able to carry games hard out of that. So thank you for your attention. Hope to see you soon in my lesson. Book it right now on lolcoaching.com. And I'm really looking forward to seeing you there. Thank you very much. See ya. So today we have discussed the basics of the jungle theory. We had also watched two examples of how the game changes because of the jungle decision making. And what I wanted to point out that how important it is to make a plan, to stick to the plan, and adjust the plan for the second game. These 3 steps is really vital thing to improving. So during the lesson we will be able to focus more on mechanical aspect of ganking. So looking forward to seeing you in the lesson. Follow me on YouTube and Twitch. The more videos is about to come. Thank you very much, and hope you enjoyed it. See you soon.